Okay, so we got the new event. I am currently in the Japan server because this is where the events start the earliest. This event should be starting around the time I'm uploading it in uh, Asia server. It will start a bit later in Korea, at midnight in Europe, and like in good 12 hours or so in NA servers. So I'll try to explain what you can do here, what the rewards you get, because the rewards, spoiler alert, are very good, and how much it costs in order to maximize this event. Let's go! First of all, let's look into how to get these items. I'm gonna reset just so you can see the screen. I don't really care about doing it in this server, but yeah, the rewards, the regular bingo rewards are really nothing special. Some essences, gold, XP potions, stones, and some enhancement shards. The ones we're going for are of course these dices, right? So how you get these is you will basically need to do entries to both Caiross as well as Path of Growth. Both of them give the exact same amount, so whichever one you do is up to you. And every time you enter the Caiross dungeon or Path of Growth, you will be getting 10 of these boxes. You do not get one, you actually get 10. Again though, I am not sure whether this is a bug or not, but yeah, I'm just going based on how it works right now. And you get 10 of these boxes, which means in order to complete the whole bingo board, you need to do 24 entries to either Path of Growth or Caiross dungeon. So essentially you need 240 energy, or you will need 24 tickets of either Caiross or Path of Growth to complete one bingo board, and one bingo board will give you 10 of these dice. Now with the dice you go to the next screen. So in the note that we got, we only saw the first 3 rows as well as the 4th one being barely visible at the top. There are actually a lot of them, so the final step is actually 56, and yeah, it's sort of like a snakes and ladders game. So every time you throw dice, you'll get a certain amount of number, you'll move that amount of number through the board, and once you reach the end, you will get one of the main rewards, right? Now you can get a bit luckier, you can get a bit unlucky based on, first of all, dice rolls, and second of all, these ladders. So the yellow ladders will actually move you up. So let's say if I landed on 4, it would instantly move me to 10. That's why all of the ladder pieces don't actually have the wards, because you will not stay there. So yeah, if you move to 12, you go straight to 16. Same way for white ladders, except it moves you down. So if you landed on 23, you would move down to 20. So there's mostly yellow ladders at the bottom, but once you go further to the top, the amount of them sort of equalizes. Now do not be scared, because it looks like there are a lot of steps, but you actually throw 2 dices, not just one. And if we throw that, we can see I got an 8. I'm moving from 60 to 24th spot. I get the reward. Enhancement shard, 300 enhancement shard is actually not a low reward. The rest of them are really nothing special, but the enhancement shards are not bad for the amount that you get. And once you reach 56, you get one of the main rewards. As you can see, the next one, the 5th one, is Time Wind Leaf. I have already completed 4 of them. The event is definitely not difficult. So yeah, you can see the rewards here. These boxes are, I mean, this is really nothing special. Some items, mystical scrolls, there's a few other ones, and if you're seeing at the corner of your eye, there is a feng in here. So the first 10 rewards look like this. The 15th, you get 10 mystical scrolls. These boxes are legendary scrolls, so there's 1 here and there's 2 here, another one, and a second feng. Moving forward, we get another 2 feng and the last one right here. So you need to complete 21 laps in order to get 5 feng. The box here, again, legendary scrolls. It's one of the selection ones, so you'll get 3 in total. And the rest of the rewards up to lap 50 are just 250k gold. So realistically, for this math, I'm only gonna go towards lap 21. Anything after that, I really don't care about. And now, of course, for the math part. So, first of all, keep in mind that all we're gonna base this on is RNG. These are like average values. Because of there is some RNG in the event, there's actually 2 RNG points. First of all, the dice roll is completely RNG. You can roll either from 2 to 12. And second of all, the ladders are very RNG, so some of you might step on more yellow ladders, some of you will step on more blue ladders or white ladders, some of you might not even step on any ladders barely, right? There's some RNG there, but the way I'm gonna calculate it is that essentially these ladders do not exist, and that for each dice you are rolling the average value. So from 2 dices the average roll is 7. So all we're gonna take into account is that each dice in this calculation is gonna roll a 7, because the more you roll, the more it will get closer to 7. At first you might get very good rolls or very bad rolls, but it will eventually get close to 7. So if you look at this, right, so we're starting at square 1 and we're ending at square 56, which means we need to take 55 steps in total. But if you drop more dice and you overshoot this little square, whatever number you got after that really doesn't matter. Even if you're sitting somewhere like 55 and you roll 12, right, you're only gonna move 1 piece, and then once you get the reward you will be reset back to 1. You will not continue walking after getting the reward. That's why the second calculation will be the worst possible calculation, which means that every lap that you do, you're gonna land on the 55 and then you're gonna roll a 12. So this is just sort of a prevention, right? So this is what you're gonna need to do on average, and this is what you're gonna base on just to prepare for the worst case scenario, right? So for this, we need 21 laps. The first one, the average is 55 steps. The worst case scenario is 65 steps. So in total for this one, for the average, you need to walk a total of 1,155 tiles. And for the worst case scenario, 1,365 tiles, which is an exactly 165 rolls if you are getting the average of 7. And for the worst case scenario, it is 195 rolls if you're getting the average of 7. Which means that since each bingo board gives a maximum of 10, I'm gonna round it off, because the last 2 squares that you drop will give you the most bingo points, of course, since that's how bingo work. Like you can eliminate like 12 of these little tiles and still not get any dices. So for our calculation, we're gonna round it up to the nearest 10. So for this, we're gonna need to clear 17 bingo boards, and for the worst case scenario, we're gonna clear 20 bingo boards, and each 10 dice will cost you 240 energy, because each entry costs 10 energy, and you get 10 of these boxes for each clear. So 240 in total. That means that in order to clear 17 boards, you're only gonna need to do 4080 energy on average. And for the worst case scenario, where you're gonna roll an average of 7 but get a 12 every time you're at the last step, you're gonna need a maximum of 4800 energy. So you may be wondering, how can I get this much energy? And I'm just gonna break it down to you. As long as you claim your free check-in reward, your guild rewards, your daily regen, like basically whatever energy regions, there isn't much math to do here. You're gonna complete the event regardless. For this one, it's a little bit easier. For this one, it's a tiny bit harder, but you are gonna comfortably go at least like 25-30 laps without a single refresh. So if you're really down bad on crystals, definitely save them up. You don't need any to complete this event. Again, keep in mind that currently we are getting 10, and I'm gonna say this may or may not be a bug, but if you look at the packs available in the shop, right? Usually these help you progress like a good 10%, maybe 20% of the way, right? Let's look at the cheapest pack. You get 384 dice. The reason I think this might be some sort of a bug is these are not the dice that you get for bingo. This is the dice you get for completing the bingo. What I mean is, if we go to the event board, right? The 384 is not these boxes. These are the 384 you get, which means that a single cheapest pack would actually clear you through the whole thing, all 50 of these. So keep that in mind when you're watching the video. If there are no changes, then this event is super easy to do. But if there are changes, then it's either gonna be the event changing or it's gonna be the packs changing to something like getting these boxes, which is, I think, what was meant to be happening. You should be getting 384 of these because there are a few of them. So you can buy twice 384. You can also buy twice 768. That's over 2,000 of these dice, and I don't think they would make 2,000 of these dice when you only need like a couple hundred to complete the whole thing, right? So yeah, that's just basically the quick overview and math for this video. Event, super easy, no refreshes needed. As long as you use around like 400 energy per day, you are good. Yeah, that's about it, and peace.